Hey, it's Seriously Sis Podcast. I'm Madison,
And I'm Julia.
and we want to wish you a Merry Christmas. And this week's episode, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to be talking through the reason for the season, Jesus, Christmas traditions, and all that comes along with it.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you want me to start this off? You want to start this off?
I'm curious to hear about your family traditions.
So, my family traditions are very kind of all over the place. First thing that we do is, of course, the tree.
Mm-hmm.
My tree is a hot mess. I just want everyone to know it's not pretty, but it's loved. Just got so much love.
Why is it a hot mess?
Because every year I buy an ornament per child.
Mm.
And we don't necessarily have originally I started it because I just wanted more ornaments on the tree. So with 6 kids plus me and my husband, that's 8 people. So each year I add 8 ornaments to this tree.
Wow.
And they're different themed every time.
Mm-hmm.
So my ornaments on my tree make no sense at all.
Like, and you put the previous year's one on the tree as well?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So like you have like a sushi roll. And then I also have like, who's that guy that my husband loves that's from X-Men? Wolverine.
Oh. Okay.
Those are 2 things that I have on my tree right now.
I see what you meant when you texted me and said that your tree was a hot mess.
It is. And then this year we decided we were going to add some candy canes.
Okay.
3 boxes worth of candy canes because each kid needed their own box. So we have like 36 candy canes on the tree.
How big is this tree?
I don't know.
It's got to be a massive tree for all these ornaments.
It was the biggest one they had at Lowe's.
So are you a real tree kind of person?
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah. So we're doing the real tree. That's the first thing we do. There's like steps to this. At some point we decided to do the elf on the shelf. I don't know if you know what that is. Mm-hmm. It is an elf that terrorizes kids kind of throughout, maybe it's adults that's terrorizing throughout the holiday season. Mm-hmm. And it's a lot of fun. And then every Christmas Eve we open one present, which is a pair of pajamas, and they are themed. If you can't tell, we do a theme every year.
I see.
This year we're doing our favorite superhero themed pajamas.
That's Christmas Eve or Christmas Day?
Christmas Eve, and we will wear those all day on Christmas Day. So we'll sleep in them, wake up, wear them on Christmas Day.
I see.
We watch a holiday movie Christmas Eve, mm-hmm. drink hot cocoa, and eat popcorn.
Wow. You have a full basket worth of traditions. I don't know that mine is going to be nearly as long. So as far as my traditions are concerned, the day after Thanksgiving, my tree goes up. And I do not have a real tree. I'm not doing that every year. I have 2 trees, actually. I have a flocked tree, and then I have a regular tree. Now, I don't put them both up. It depends on whatever the vibe is that Christmas. This year, the vibe is a regular tree. And as a general rule of thumb, my tree, I refuse to allow to be a mess. I only do white lights.
Okay.
My tree is also themed. This year, the colors are teal, silver, white, and I have some glass bulbs on them. Don't put anything ugly on my tree. That is the quickest way to get asked to leave.
You're not invited to my house anymore.
Why?
As soon as you see my tree, you're going to be like, what is going on?
No, see, we're living 2 different lives. I don't have children. And for the people who do live in my house, which is my mother and my grandmother, they understand that I am very anal about my tree. So they just know not to try me. Every year, my mom is like, what do you want to do? And I'm like, we can either do what we did last year or we can do these colors. But we stick to a color scheme. And then everything in my living room has to fit that color scheme because we're not doing mixed matched Christmas decor in my
maybe
room.
One day I'll be there.
Well, you have kids. I don't have kids.
And I need a mini tree to make it look pretty.
No, you can have multiple trees. So like my spiritual mom, she has 7 trees. There are various sizes, but she has 7 trees. She has 1 main tree in the living room. She has 2 that go in the kitchen. She has 2 that go on the front porch. She has 2 that go on the back porch. And I feel like I'm missing something, maybe 1 that goes up in the loft. So, I don't think any of those are for the grandkids, though. I don't think she lets anybody touch her tree. So actually, that might be a bad example. But you could have multiple trees, and you could designate one And it would only be one if it was me to your children. And then the rest of them could fit
There's
the
no
theme.
way. I'm happy with my one tree. I don't need any more than that. The one tree stressed me out just having to decorate it. I was like, oh my gosh, we got to decorate a tree, because the kids want the tree. So let's make it look pretty. I probably could have lived without it.
I could live without it. As a matter of fact, this was the first year that I thought about not putting up a tree. I can't really speak to why. I just was like, I could do it, I could not. But the tradition around it, with my brother coming over, and we're both grown, but he comes over and we do that with my mom. And it's just in keeping with when we were kids. And my mom is a better person than me because as children, she let us decorate the tree. And so we had everything from movie characters to my mom would always get the Hallmark angel every year, the one that would come out. So our tree was a disaster growing up too. And I love that she let us do that. But that tradition will be stopping with me.
Yeah. We have bulbs next to bulbs that are the exact same shape and color. I mean, it really is. But once you turn the lights on and turn the light in the living room out, it looks beautiful.
Yes.
It's pretty.
And I love that
don't
for
even
you.
know.
I'm not going to come to your house and judge your tree because that's your tree. But I could not.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
I did want to ask you a question about something.
Mm-hmm.
She's not prepared for this, so let me see.
Yeah,
this is a candid answer. What is your opinion on kids believing in Santa Claus?
My opinion is that people should do according to their convictions. I grew up believing in Santa Claus. And I always knew the reason for the season. There was never any question that Christmas was about Jesus, but my mom did do Santa with us. I don't plan to do Santa with my children, though, if I ever have children.
Why not?
This is going to sound stupid, but because I don't ever want my children to associate something that I said to them as a lie and then also think I'm lying to them about Jesus. Now, that is not how that went with me. I don't know why that's in my mind, but I just want to tell my kids the truth in terms of what they believe in,
right?
What they have faith in. And so that's just not something that I want to do. And also, I bought them gifts. So
you want them to know you bought them those gifts.
Yeah. I love you. I bought these.
So we do, like I said, the Elf on the Shelf. And so in order to do the Elf on the Shelf, and I hope my kids never see this video until they're old enough to understand, is of course, it used to be Emma. Emma was the one that we started with, and she loves the Elf on the Shelf, and you put it places and it does mischievous things, I think. Mikey takes care of it and writes little letters to her, and she loved it. And at some point she told us, she was like, Mom, I know that elf's not real, right? Now, she held on to this for a long time. She was it was last year. She is turning 12 this year. Last year, she decided to inform us that she already knew. I really was concerned.
Seriously, last year, or are you embellishing?
No, I'm serious.
Okay.
Last year, she decided to let us know that she knew that elf wasn't real.
Okay.
I was like, wow. How long have you known? A long time. I said, okay. So this year, Emma is excited because Emma has been doing the Elf on the Shelf for her siblings.
Okay.
And moving it around places, and she's doing crafts and doing all kinds of imaginative things and putting it everywhere. And in our house, we definitely we do that. I always wonder how and if my kids think that Santa Claus is real because they see me buy the gifts. And they know that I'm hiding them from them. And every time I go to the grocery store, I'm always telling them you can't come because can't buy gifts if you're there. But somehow their imagination just runs wild. So there are some things that, we do. Of course, they know the reason for the season. Jesus is the reason for the season. And they do believe in Santa Claus.
Okay.
Even though Malachi told me that Santa wasn't real, and I was offended that he told me that. I was like, who are you? Go back and sit down, little boy.
I'm not ready for you to let this go yet.
Yes, you're supposed to believe that. And they also believe in the tooth fairy. So every time their tooth falls out, here my husband is putting money under the pillow. Getting them excited. I remember one time I wrote a letter to my oldest because she sucked her thumb from the tooth fairy telling her that she should stop sucking her thumb. you know, like.
Did it work?
No. But I did it. But no, there are those things that I guess I grew up, and I don't remember if I believed in Santa Claus or not. I'm so old, I don't know. Maybe I
Not
did.
so old.
Maybe I did it, or maybe I didn't. But yeah, I was just kind of wanting your take on it. I don't like to, like you said, do according to your convictions.
Mm-hmm.
I personally don't see an issue with kids believing in Santa Claus and playing with the elf on the shelf, though you can't touch it or it dies. But having one.
That's a little morbid, but okay.
You cannot touch it. It loses all of its magic if you touch it. So just imagine there's this doll floating around my house that my kids have never touched.
That explains this video I saw of this mom who, sorry, short aside. This video I saw of this mom, I guess her daughter must have touched it because the next morning she came out to some chicken bones on a plate and she was like, you didn't listen to your mom and so I died. And I'm like, yo, those are the kinds of things that send kids to therapy. Like that makes make a little bit more sense.
Yeah, I saw a video where the little girl was carrying it down the hallway and her sister's like on the floor screaming at the top of her lungs, she killed whatever the elf's name was, I don't know. She killed him, and the mom's like, you know.
See, I don't know. I think that's a millennial thing because we should not be trusted with kids because we do stuff like that. Like, and again, that is what therapy sessions are made of.
Yeah. I think I like that kids have an imagination, and I do like that, you know, they have fun with it. I think to myself, how do they think this is real? Like, I really am concerned because I don't understand it, but I do love that. Like, you get to see that. That's part of their innocence, right? They're just like, I don't want to say gullible, but they just have so much belief.
Right.
They really, truly do believe. And it makes me think of, like, you know, the birth of Christ. That's the reason for the season, right? And my son, when we pray before we eat at the table, we hold hands and we let them pray. And every time he prays, he's like, Jesus, you're my best friend. And he just like has this like so like real prayer that you would think he's having a conversation with, like us. He's like, yes, and you know, I know that you're gonna, and he just like has this whole thing, and it's just so great to see that he, you know, his faith is stronger than most adults.
Yeah, I get that. And, you know, I think that's the other thing for me, why I might not do it with my kids. And I love that that's not your experience. But I do remember when I stopped believing in Santa and got older, it was years later, probably when I became an adult, because everything is so much fun when you become an adult. But I do remember like feeling like the quote unquote magic of Christmas was gone after that. And, you know, I had to, and I've always known the reason for the season, but I had to really evaluate myself and be like, why is it that the emotion, the excitement, you know, whatever that you had surrounding the season tied to Santa or tied to, you know, because that's what my childhood was. And my mother, like, we weren't poor, we weren't rich, but you wouldn't have known it on Christmas Day. You would have thought that we were rich. And that tree was like full.
Right.
And so I just remember like the anticipation of Christmas and getting gifts and spending time together and all those things. And when I got older, some of that went away. And I want my children to always be excited about Christmas because of Jesus and because of family and because of all those things. That doesn't have to end. But if they are wrapping it up in, you know, what they're going to get and all those other things, then they could stand to have to walk through that.
Right.
And so that is another reason for me. But on the flip side of that, talking about traditions, that's the traditions that I hold on to today are spending time with my family. That's why my 20-something-year-old brother still comes over and we put up the tree together, and we're two big grown rusty adults. Like, that's why I told him that we need to get, you remember how like when kids are in school and they make those little clay things like their handprint or their footprint? Yeah. I told my brother that we're going to do that of our adult size feet, and we're going to put babies. In my case, it would be baby's 32nd Christmas, and it would be his 26th Christmas. We're going to give that to my mom. It's going to be a good time. So like, those kinds of things, I live for family and getting
Yeah.
together and eating and those kinds of things. So traditions for me now look a little different, obviously.
Right.
But I have come back to the real reason for the season. And I don't know, maybe my kids won't go through that, if I do Santa, but that's just the concern I have, I guess. But I'm glad that you don't.
Yeah, I think to counteract that is that spending time together. Like, yes, my kids think Santa is real, I assume. I'm not 100%, but I think they do.
Mhm.
Malachi kind of killed it, but who knows? But we spend time together.
Mhm.
And like I said, what we do on Christmas Eve, we get together in our pajamas and we're watching a movie together, a Christmas movie, and we're drinking hot cocoa and putting up the tree. My kids, we all put up the tree together. We put the music on and we put it. And every year, I'm like, I don't want to say dreading it, but it is a lot of work. I'm like, okay,
It's a lot of work.
we're about to put all this stuff up, but we do it together. We have a good time with it. Once we get it out of all the stuff out of the shed and get it going, but making the memories we want based off of the traditions we have.
Right.
And the matching Christmas pajamas is not like, when I say matching, it's not like you see the people in the Hallmark movies that have no, like we have themed pajamas.
Right.
And every Christmas Eve we open them and they're like, oh, these are our pajamas. They already know these are our pajamas. And they don't know what they are, but yeah. And they get them on and they get excited. They're excited. Hey, where's the hot cocoa? We did hot cocoa bombs one time. Disaster. Don't buy those things. It's a waste of money. But we spend time together. And I think that's the best part for me. Plus, if you know anything about me, you know that I like to buy people stuff.
Yes,
so
you do.
It just gives me an excuse to
spend money,
to buy stuff for people. And I don't need to buy it for myself. I need to buy it for everyone else. So I get excited, giving gifts. And I have to work really hard not to let that overshadow and then think that, oh, well, this is the reason we get gifts and we get to have a good time. But really bringing it back to Jesus.
Right.
And another tradition is we go to church on Christmas Eve, know, and the kids all go. And I don't know. And I think that I always feel like Christmas time is my favorite time of the year because I do think I feel such a connection with my family, and it's just so warm. It's the coldest time of the year, but it just feels so warm and it's just so inviting. It's like when you go to Disney,
nicer too,
I don't think that's true. But
in my experience, people are typically nicer. Except on like Black Friday and Christmas Eve if you're still in the store. But I try to make it a general rule of thumb to not be in the store on Christmas Eve or the day before.
I'm letting you know, as someone who worked in a retail store inside of a mall, in the holiday time, people are rude. Work on it. Try to be nice to a retail worker this season.
I don't know. I just feel like I went to Walmart today and there was a Walmart Santa and he was just really nice and everybody around him was nice and it was a good time.
I'm glad. And it's not the workers I'm worried about. It's the people out in public that I'm worried about.
Yeah, the people who were crowding around the Santa, they were all very nice with their little kids and they were cute. And
I love that for you.
Yeah, I guess we have two different experiences when it comes to that.
They're not normally the nicest, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I think we wanted to do is just share some of our traditions, and I wanted to throw her off about asking what she thinks about Santa. I felt like I already knew the answer, but I just need to hear it.
I feel like you wanted me to go in on it and I didn't. Did I deliver on your expectation?
No, you didn't go very deep, but that's fine.
I kind of felt like you wanted me to really go in on it, but
yeah,
that's how I feel.
I needed some explanations, but I like what you said.
That's all I got.
Too bad we didn't do a Halloween episode. Would have loved your take.
Oh, Lord. That would have
But anyways.
That would have been way different.
Until next time, guys.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Bye.